Hey folks, welcome to my journey of Qatar beyond the lens. Recently, I partook on an adventure to create a photographic journal documenting the rich and vibrant history, heritage, and culture within the heart of Qatar. My goal was to research and explore the diverse heritage and tourist sites within Doha, perceiving the patterns of fusion between modernization with its rich past and current technology. From dough boats to yachts and skyscrapers built with architecture symbolizing religious scriptures, even hospitals full of beautifully constructed art installations on the journey of motherhood, all symbolic of the deep-rooted tradition within their brick walls. Arguably the most prominent tourist hub and historical region in the whole of Qatar are located in Corniche Bay, filled with historically significant art installations such as the Pearl, the internationally famous Islamic Arts Museum, and even the nationally appreciated and preserved Spiral Mosque. In between all of these popular heritage sites comes the one aspect and component of Qatar that makes it home. Essentially, Souq Waqif is a marketplace, although recently it has become a hub for tourists and locals to relax and enjoy themselves with drinks, traditional and cultural foods from neighboring countries such as Palestinian, Iraqi, and Lebanese. Furthermore, offering a wide variety of other treats. The souk is noted for selling traditional garments, spices, handicrafts, and souvenirs. It is also home to dozens of restaurants and shisha lounges. It dates back at least a century and was even renovated a decade ago to preserve its traditional and authentic architecture. Several streets that appear through mazes with no defined geometric pattern are characteristic of these Middle Eastern markets. Low-rise buildings, generally only single-storied, are peculiar characteristic of Qatari architecture. In addition to the souk's traditional architecture, it is important to note that the evolution of the location through modern technology, morphing and changing the overall ambiance and purpose of the market. The area is very popular with locals and immigrants alike as it offers multiple dining options in the exact same location. Additionally, modern designs include electricity in lamps and a fusion between traditional lighting sources and current power. The souk indeed is Qatar's torch amidst the stars. A significant aspect of Qatari culture stems from its faith and religion. The belief system is considered so precious that the sibling of the emir even created the biggest and the smallest Quran, allowing any individual to read the word of God. Furthermore, their father is revered in mosques, making the whole experience so unique and exclusive that only the highest members of the royal family are given opportunity to visit and pray at certain times of the year. One of these notable and remarkable mosques is Abdullah bin Zayed Al Mahmoud Islamic Cultural Center, also known as the Spiral Mosque. The mosque is primarily known as it being a cultural organization in Doha, the capital of Qatar. It is located close to Doha Corniche and is a prominent landmark in the city. The center's most distinguished feature is its mosque, a unique minority spiral mosque architecture and design. Aside from being a mosque, it is also a place where people can learn about Islam and Islamic culture. It also offers a range of courses for people who want to learn the Arabic language. The purpose was to build the country's biggest mosque. Fanar remains one of Doha's iconic landmarks, especially at night. The origins of the name the Spiral Mosque actually came from its creator, Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Mahmoud, the famous Qatari Islamic scholar and also the founder of Qatar's judicial system. Thereby, the Spiral Mosque remains a striking pivot in Qatar's journey from heritage to modernization, from faith to identity. More along the lines and the specific region of the Corniche Bay is the nationally acclaimed popular Pearl installation and the cluster of traditional dough boats. In addition to the dough boats that are striking juxtaposition of yachts adjacent to the bay, the Pearl installation is located opposite the Souq Waqif and Spiral Mosque, as well as next to the Islamic Arts Museum, one of Qatar's more famous museums of traditional and cultural art. The purpose of the Pearl was to showcase the traditional and historically significant jobs that merchants and Qatari-born citizens had during that time period. The interesting story behind its display is that pearl divers used to venture onto nearby sea every day to find pearls to sell in the souk. Furthermore, the installation is right next to one of the biggest hubs and ports that Qatar had due to its close proximity to the marketplace or Souq Waqif. Merchants and traders would sell and buy all kinds of material, equipment, foods, services, and more in these hubs, making the whole culture of the installation very significant and personal to many locals. Culture, history, and symbolism had a significant role to play with the installation, mainly to showcase the past experiences and notable and cultural significant aspects of village life in Qatar before its newfound wealth, innovation, growth, and modernization. It showcases the true roots of Qatar and the grounds on which this nation was formed. Essentially, the Pearl Monument was formerly the Oyster Fountain, representing the historical pearl trade and pearl diving in the Doha Bay. Additionally, the historically and culturally significant dough boats have now, through modernization and evolution, become yachts through vast sums of capital and technological advancements in Qatar, showcasing the true extent to which the nation has developed from clay houses and villages to skyscrapers comparable to the Empire State Building, and resources such as rows and rolls of old school boats with the biggest malls in the world. Another religiously and culturally significant architectural piece in Qatar are the various lamps designed and organized in close proximity to the Qatari airport. The lamps on the airport highways connecting Doha to the international airport have a very specific purpose. The primary significance of the lamps is to showcase religiously and culturally vital scriptures like historic texts from the Quran, the national anthem, and ancient manuscripts from Qatari democracy and the birth of a nation. By request of the state of Qatar, the Italian brand Aldabra designed a unique lighting system, not only for the model chosen, but also for the dimensions. All the 300 masts on the highway, which connect to the center of Doha, Qatar's main city, to the Hamad International Airport, one of the most important airports in the world, with more than 30 million passengers a year, were lighted with splendor and electric touch, typical of the Arabian cities. Moreover, the recent advancements in Qatari history and knowledge-based growth comes in the form of Qatar's more famous international pieces of architecture, along with its greatly beneficial purpose, the Qatar National Library, otherwise known as QNL. The QNL is a non-profit organization under the umbrella of Qatar Foundation for Education, Science and Community Development. Established on the 19th November in 2012 during a ceremony celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Dar al-Khatib Library, the National Library in Qatar was formed by the Qatar Foundation for Education, Science and Development. It was Her Highness Sheikh Hamoza bint Nasser, the chairperson of Qatar Foundation, who announced the plan. The QNL is holding a vast collection of books or valuable manuscripts where one can discover every fascinating ideology of the Arabic nation. With exciting works from writers of the past, the National Library has a vast space of 4,000 meters where visitors can explore the hues of past and better understand Qatar with its culture and vision. From religious collection to ancient manuscripts of past and historically significant nation-building texts to various campus books, educational guides from the university, the library houses every text from every genre and class and even organizes their catalogues through the most sophisticated technology and management software of the modern era. An interesting fact about the design and architecture of QNL comes from its creator, Rem Koolhaas, a Dutch architect, and his team of creative designers who graduated from architecture at Harvard, as they came up with the striking thought of designing the structure to extract an abstract value of the book. The bookshelves are rising over the floor, keeping a distance between the ground and books focused on their cultural importance. While keeping in theme of education and surprisingly the region of Education City, we have the most striking and architecturally profound hospital in the country, the Sidra Hospital. Sidra Medicine is a 400-bed women's and children's hospital, medical education and biomedicinal research center in Doha, Qatar. Natural materials including wood, granite, and marble are used throughout the lobby and public spaces to create a warm and welcoming environment. Moreover, right opposite the massive Sidra Hospital is an exact replica of the previous hospitals that used to exist in Qatar, made out of clay, wood, and very old material and designs. This small but very historically significant installation and building showcases the growth of the nation and juxtaposes how far it has come from its more poor past. The world-renowned Sidra Child and Mother Hospital and is located in the heart of Education City, neighboring many colleges such as Yale Cornell, Carnegie Mellon, QNCC, and even the QNL. It is a member of the Qatar Foundation. The hospital first opened its outpatient facility in 2016, followed by its inpatient hospital in January 2018. Sidra Medicine is a private hospital and charges for all clinical services, although the Sidra Medicine does represent the vision of Her Highness Sheikh Hamoza bint Nasser, who serves as its chairperson. Finally, the art installation on the stages of pregnancy is one of the most notable and famous art pieces globally and nationally, and is opposite Qatar's most famous building in Education City. The installation showcases the various stages of a child's growth in the womb, from a mother and being a single-celled zygote to a fully formed baby. Entering the more religious and cultural territory and aspect of Qatari lifestyle, along with Arab history, is the Majlis. Majlis or Majles is an Arabic and Persian term meaning council, used to describe various types of special gatherings among common interest groups, be it administrative, social, or religious, in countries with linguistic or cultural connections to Islamic countries. In pre-Islamic Arabia, Majlis was a tribal council in which the male members participated in making decisions of common interest. The council was presided over by chief or sheikh. The Majlis during the ancient Qatari periods was to elect a new leader for the many specific tribal groups. In many Arab homes, the Majlis is the meeting room or the front parlor used to entertain visitors. In Saudi Arabia, the decoration of the Majlis in the home is often the responsibility of the women of the house, who either decorate the area themselves or pass it on to other female members. In addition to all the various technological impacts and influences, as well as advancements in Qatari history and within their architecture, housing, and much more, we have amongst the most influential and revolutionary pieces of architecture and design in the known use of the word sustainable. This, of course, is referring to the Pack-Up Stadium. Modified shipping containers are being used to construct Fenwick Ibarran architect Ras Abu Aboud Stadium, also known as the Pack-Up Stadium in Doha, for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Officials in charge of creating the stadium state that we are confident that this innovative and sustainable concept will be an inspiration for stadium developers and architects around the world, capable of creating aesthetically pleasing venues that offer a new legacy of possibilities. The sustainability aspect of the Pack-Up Stadium accounts for the fact that the venue is designed to be effectively recycled after the 2022 FIFA World Cup, either by being moved to a new location to host future games or repurposed into several smaller sports and cultural venues. The Spanish architecture practice, modular design, means that the stadium can be dismantled and moved to a new location after the football tournament. Repurposed steel containers will be arranged in an elegant curved square, and each will be modified to contain elements of 40,000 seat stadium, including removable seats, concession stands, and bathrooms. Another addition to the stadium comes in a small region in between Corniche and the West Bay known as Container City. The Container City is a very small group of cleverly designed containers that are used specifically for the use of selling goods and services and housing the entire work center, otherwise known as the project headquarters, for the creation of the Pack-Up Stadium. Offices within the containers are powered through small solar panels installed on the fence posts surrounding the platform, including the technological aspect of the build, design, and product. The true purpose of the Container City was to advertise the creation of the Pack-Up Stadium, as well as to showcase the sustainable and creative method of utilizing waste, recyclable material, and equipment. Furthermore, the user is effectively helping in various other areas of Qatar's economy and environment. This is because of a cleverly designed team of installing solar panels into fences around the sea, effectively powering the city and providing electricity for the various shops and offices located nearby. Eventually comes the time to discuss the elephant in the room, which basically is talking about the obvious fact of 2022 FIFA World Cup being hosted in Qatar, Doha. This event has had and will continue to have a major and long-lasting effect and impact on Qatari architecture, culture, history, and the overall development of countless hotels and accommodations for tourists, mixed with the traditional architecture as well as the many stadiums that are now iconic in Qatar living. First, we can get into the central hub of sporting activities in Doha, which is the Aspire Grounds, consisting of three major architectural masterpieces. First, the Aspire Stadium. It is located in the Aspire Academy in Doha and has the capacity to host 13 different sporting events simultaneously in a climate-controlled area. In addition to a full-sized indoor football pitch, moreover, the stadium itself was created in the year 2005 and laid the groundwork for an entire revolution of masterful buildings and stadiums to be constructed, encouraging the millions in Qatar to take up sports and engage in healthy activities. Personally, I aspired to train in swimming and was amazed to see the great architecture and professional as well as traditional aesthetic of the design. Secondly, in more relevance to the FIFA World Cup, the nationally acclaimed Aspire Torch. The torch can be easily identified by anyone who has lived or even visited Qatar. Firstly, for its very close distance to one of Qatar's most famous malls, Bellagio, of course the Aspire Stadium and grounds, and because it's surprisingly in Qatar's most expensive 5-star hotel. The Aspire Torch has a very strong reason for its construction, mainly for tourists to stay and live in, but also to light the ceremonial torch at the beginning of the World Cup. The cultural significance of the building comes from a more historical root, as the Emir of Qatar will be riding a horse up the building to light the torch himself. Therefore, cleverly constructed is a spiral ramp which will carry the horse to the roof of the building. Situated at 300 meters high and with 360 panoramic views across Doha, the Torch Doha is the result of a comprehensive architectural, engineering, and technical design, formally shaped to represent a colossal torch, which for the duration of the 15th Asian Games in 2006 held its symbolic flame at the highest flame in history. This was a piece from the beautiful, fascinating, and myriad wonder that Qatar is. I hope you enjoyed this journey with me, and I hope Qatar through my lens looks wondrous enough even for you to take a visit. Thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation, and I hope you take home a piece of this colorful culture and heritage.